Good morning, Latanya Smith. Good morning, Dean. How are you? Hopefully, you're doing good. I'm just finalizing my little setup this morning. Good to see you, Brother Dean. All right. Good morning, Be Digital Love. Good morning, Latanya Smith. How y'all doing? It's Wednesday. And y'all know what that means. Wednesdays, it's another day of walking, talking. This is Morning Motivations, and I'm Martine, here to offer you a little bit of encouragement. Now, Monday when we met, we talked about boundaries. Like, what boundaries are you setting in your life? Be Digital Love. I do remember you talked about setting a boundary around um, your health and really focusing on the stuff you need to focus on. So let me know how that's going. Good morning, Miss Linda. Glad to have you. It's working. It turned on. The treadmill's working. I did do the support, but you know how this goes. By the time I did support, it didn't matter. It worked as it should have worked to begin with. No. Y'all know how this works. It's working until it's not working. Let me turn off the light here just to see if it will make a difference here. Let's see. Come on. Be Digital Love says, oh, she went and got the full shenanigans done. She got everything done. That's what I'm talking about. I need to go get a mammogram, and I've been putting it off for more time than I'm not going to tell y'all. So you're encouraging me to get my stuff together and go ahead and get an appointment because it doesn't take much. The place is right down the street. It won't take much for me to do it. I'm just putting everything in everybody else before doing it. So I'm glad to hear that you were able to do that. Care for yourself. Those of you who weren't here Monday, we meet Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we talked about boundaries. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? Good to see you this morning. We talked all about boundaries and how in this life we need to be setting boundaries so that we create space for the things that we want and need. Kelly, I think you were here Monday. Were you able to set some boundaries? And if you haven't been able to set it, it's not too late. The week is not over. The month is not over. And as long as you breathe in, you've got a new opportunity to set some brand new, fresh boundaries that you can essentially use to help you reach your full potential. Okay? So, good morning, Charlene. We're talking about boundaries. You got to have them. They're healthy. It's taken me a long time. Thanks for joining my team. I sort of, Charlene did tell me a little bit what that means, but I haven't fully figured it out. Yes, Kelly, I was not on. I was doing my my weightlifting. I did. That's my day one. Good morning, Sharita Johnson. Good morning, Layers of Kindness. It was my first week. This is my first week weaving in some weights. Kelly says, yes, this Monday I said I wasn't going to let anyone steal my joy and peace. That's right. Isn't it funny? Every time you make up in your mind, I'm going to set boundaries, I'm not gonna let anybody take away from me what I have going on. Then somebody, some entity, something in the world be like, "Bet I'll show you better than I can tell you, bet." Good morning, Charlene. How are you doing? How are you feeling? You about 6 months out from when you had to take some time off. So let me know, how are you feeling? Are you feeling more like yourself these days? Let me know. Bree, online sales girl, how are you doing this morning? How are you feeling? Miss Linda, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How y'all doing? Let me know. I want to hear all about it. It's Wednesday. Y'all, my legs hurt so bad. My legs hurt so bad. Oh my God. Every time I sit down, it's like, ooh. And then I stand up again and it's like, ooh. I'm so much pain. Woo. Okay. So I decided I'm going to do full body. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I'd like to be like a 40-year-old Nia Long in the body. That's what I would like to see. I'm not gonna look like Nia Long. That's not what I'm saying. But Nia Long is short, and I'm short, so it's realistic height for height to maybe kind of have that kind of frame. Okay, that's the long-term goal. So I just do 30 minutes whole body squats, dumbbell work. That's it. But y'all, and we're gonna be talking about this over the next couple of weeks, because of course I'm always making connections. I didn't realize. I did not realize how little functional movement I've been doing. Right, so I've been walking. Been great for my waistline, great for my overall health. But I am not as strong as I probably would have thought I was in my mind. And we're gonna talk about. I've got a whole series of topics because it was very, very eye-opening how little strength I had, how little balance I have. There were several moves that I did. I was following along on a video, and there were just several moves that I was like, "Oh, I lack so much balance." And there are parts of me that are so weak that I didn't even realize that physically I had gotten to this place where these things were so weak. Let's see. All right, you're doing okay. More good days than bad. That's all we can ask for. That's when you have to get your soak in. Yeah, my husband recommended that what did he say? He likes the little massage pew pew. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that little massage thing. I don't want to say it because I don't want my live to get disrupted. And I was like, no, but I forgot. I most certainly can do I can most certainly do a soak, and I've got some Epsom salt. So when I finish this today, I'm gonna do some Epsom salt. That's a great idea. Thank you for mentioning that. Let's see, what else? Let's see. Yeah, Kelly, same thing. I see you, Kelly. Say you notice the same in physical therapy with your shoulder. I didn't realize how little balance I have. I didn't realize how little strength I have in my legs. Now, I kind of knew these little American flags. I kind of knew that was weak, right? But I just didn't realize the depths of how much strength I actually did not have and have lost over the years. So even though I'm sore today, I'm actually happy about this decision, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I grow and get better over the coming months. Here's what I normally do when I bring in strength. I start at the lowest weights possible. So 3 pounds and 5 pounds. And I usually spend the most time at the 3 pound weight because I do recognize I'm weak. I just didn't realize it. Oh, we're at 5 months, not quite 6. Got it. Yeah, I just didn't realize it. Okay. And so then try to stick to the same routine for about 2 to 3 weeks up to a month. If the weights get easier and the workouts get easier, I search for a more challenging workout, or I keep the same workout and I up the weights a little bit. All right, so I got about a month. I'm gonna keep doing the same routine for the next 4 weeks and really just try to slowly work to get stronger. But it really taught me a lot. Yesterday morning taught me a lot about where I actually am. And it helped me reassess and create some new goals, which is what we're gonna talk about today. All right. Y'all know I'm always make a connection. All right, because this time I'm gonna get personal. I'm gonna get super, super personal. All right, so if you're writing, take a minute. If you are just getting started like me, take some time to stretch, grab you some water, and let's talk this out. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about the goals that you have set for this month, or I want to spend a little time revisiting the goals you had back in January. A lot of us sat down and wrote goals. A lot of us sat down and did that work. It's time to revisit it. That's what I've been doing. That's how I needed to change my life skill. It's how I knew that I'm like, okay, if I keep on this path, I'm gonna be smaller, but I'm gonna be like a bag of bones, so to speak. Right? So I knew I needed to make some changes. I made changes in my business. I'm making changes in my business based on how I've adjusted my goals. So I wanted to encourage you guys to do the same. All right? And I really only want you to focus on the goals that mean the most to you. So what are the goals that mean the most? All right? Not the things that people in the industry, good morning, Sister Farron. Not the goals that people in the industry said that you should reach. Not what your friend group is chasing. Not with the larger, more, good morning, Miss Janice. Not with the larger, more esteemed, got more going on influencers. Okay, not them either. Not what Instagram told you was trending. Not what I said to do. I'm talking about the goal that makes your chest expand. All right, every time you think about arriving at that place, you're just covered in joy and happiness and fulfillment at the thought that reaching that thing would help you change everything about your life. All right? Because not all goals are created equally. And some of us, we're tired because we're chasing borrowed goals. Some of us are exhausted. Some of us are mentally sore, physically sore, emotionally sore, and exhausted because we're chasing borrowed goals. You chasing what other people told you to do. Now, my coaching folks, Kelly knows I talk about this a lot. Dean knows I talk to these folks. They did coaching with me. Right? When I put on my coaching hat, and it is a role I have to step into, I'm always reminded that it's not for me to tell my client what they should do. A lot of clients come in saying, well, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Worst thing could ever happen. Because if I tell you what your goal should be, then when you don't reach it, it's my fault. Because all you did was you tried to put on the jacket of my goals. You just put my goal on. Matter of fact, you put my goal on top of your stinking rotten one. All right. It's like when kids, and y'all probably know, this problem is in my house. It's kind of like when kids decide they just not gonna take a bath, and then they put on a brand new set of clothes. That's what happens when you borrow goals. It's like waking up in the morning, not taking a bath, not brushing your teeth, and then slapping on the brand new, fresh, clean clothes. Someone else's goals, someone else's dreams that don't belong to you. And some of us have spent a lifetime doing it. Right, Kelly? Exactly. Exactly. We've spent a lifetime putting on other people's goals. Good morning, Sage. Glad to see you this morning. And Facebook, y'all going off over there. Y'all, hey, I got about 6 people watching. Y'all let me, hey, say good morning in the chat, y'all. So I know that you're there. And for those that commented, thank you for being here. All right. Your goals are kind of stinky because they never belonged to you to begin with. Oh. They never belonged to you. Kelly said, them kids put on perfume. Bath and Body Works. And it's like, honey, you never even took a bath. Where are we going with this Bath and Body Works? Where are we going with this Axe spray for my boys? We're treating our goals like that. They don't belong to us. So they're no different than putting on clean things, new and fresh things on top of things that are dirty. Same concept. Same concept. We've chased and borrowed goals, all right? And it can be hard. Karen does a good job of talking about this because with AI and technology in particular, the options are expansive. They're huge. All right? I could be the bomb at journals. I could be the bomb at coloring books. I could be a best-selling author. I can be a digital artist, a physical artist. Good morning and rise and shine to you as well. Good morning. I think that's Nicola. Good morning, Nicola. Okay. I could be Suno, queen or king. And. No, you can't. It's all right that you can't. I can't either. All right. So I've had to learn to not chase other people's goals and really hone in on my own. All right. You cannot be all these things. Sage said, onion cucumber. Good morning, Myrna. Good morning, Stephanie. I'm so glad y'all are here. We're talking about borrowed goals and how sometimes in this life, we're spending way too much time taking on other people's goals instead of really sitting down and being honest with our own. Stephanie has been doing a lot of work to redefine her business and really align herself to what's truly important to her. And we all have to go through this process within the context of our own business. Borrowed goals can also come from a place of you just picked them because you felt pressure. You were sitting in a class and you felt pressured to pick some. It's the start of the year, so you feel this pressure to start the year with new goals. All right? But I just want you to imagine what would a world look like if your goals just looked like and felt like you. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to be revisiting some of your goals this week. Put a 1 in the chat if you think you could go back and look at some of your goals. Renee, how you coming along on the bike? I know you're on the bike this morning. Good morning, Monica. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you can settle in on revisiting these goals. I see the ones coming in. Okay, so pull out the journals. I need you to pull the vision board out. Go back to the first of the year. Go back and look at your posts. Go back and look at your content. Okay? Because here's the shift that I want to offer today. Instead of hustling toward what they said, we're going to tune into our rhythm. Tune into your own rhythm. That's what I've been doing. All right, good. I love to hear it. I'm glad you're keeping that momentum. All right. So when you revisit these goals, here's what I've been doing this work. So I'm just sharing I'm just talking you through. That's how I knew I needed to shift what days I walked versus what day I did it. So I'm sharing with you what I did. All right. What feels right in my life right now? So what feels right now? Look at the goals. Look at what you said you were going to do. We're not judging what did or didn't get done. I told you last month, it's enough of that. Leave it in the past. I want you to look at the goals and ask yourself what fits into my life right now. If you started the year with 12 goals, 7 of them probably need to go away. Probably more like 8. We are in the throes of the year now. So some of them you need to just remove. Some of them you need to refine. And you might need to just tear the whole piece of paper up and start from scratch, honey. Okay? So what fits into your life right now? What energizes me instead of drains me? So I want you to also think through what energizes you versus what drains you. And I really want you to think through what season you are honestly in. Okay? Be honest with yourself about what season in your life are you in. All right? For me, I'm holding on. I've got 9 more weeks to be running and ripping behind kids. And it's tough. I'm struggling a little bit because I'm so freaking tired. The schedule is intense. I have had no time off. My husband and I are going out of town this weekend, so I'm going to be real purposeful about resting. But I'm struggling a little bit. And so I've had to reshape my goals to maybe give myself a little bit back. And it's working. So 3 questions as you revisit these goals. I'm gonna talk through them again. Good morning, Kia. Kia, we're taking out the goals that we set for ourselves back at the start of the year or last month. And I really just want everybody to audit them so they can plan more effectively for quarter 2. And guys, this strategy applies whether you are in business or not. All right? So ask yourself, what fits in my life right now well? What energizes me instead of drains me? And what season are you actually in? And be honest. Good morning, Miss Baskins. Yes, child. You know I was hurt. Had me ripping and running all over the place. Monday, my treadmill went down, and I was ripping and running trying to get that treadmill together. Charlene, you got rid of a few sub goals. Good, very good. Yeah, Renee, just relax. And you don't have to go fast, right? Miss Linda and I both, we realized very early on that we just needed to do it. We're completing. And what we both realized was over time, it was taking less work to complete. So I agree with that. Just relax. Go slower than you think you should. All that good stuff. Kelly said confessions. So then Kelly said she didn't write any goals down. So then the question I would always ask Kelly is, not having clear goals, do you feel that served you this year? Or has that been a roadblock? And depending on your answer to that question will depend on what you do. Maybe you don't need any. You're gonna do the bike, and then you're gonna hit the streets. You're gonna be outside a new neighborhood. I love a good neighborhood walk, especially between now and I'm in Texas, so between now and like May, then it really then you have to be up at like 5 before the heat just come down on you. All right, so Kelly, you said so far it's been amazing. And it might just be a season where having clear goals has created some space for you to experiment. And I think, honestly, everybody has to determine what works for them. And it sounds like it's been working for you. Monica, how's your water intake going? I know we've been talking about, me and Miss Linda both have been talking about water intake all year long. How's that been going for you? Y'all be trying to remember. When I see y'all pop on, I be trying to remember. Forgive me if I don't, but I try. Oh, Sage, you need to kick your own butt. Cave says she's always her own Sage said that she's her own roadblock. You need to whoop your own behind. Go get a tree. Go get a switch off the tree. And you know what to do. You need to whip your own butt. Let me stop. Here's a good thing about what you said, Kelly. Even though you haven't had strict goals, it's also created space for you to be open to whatever comes to your into your presence, right? So there's an opportunity for openness that we can sometimes miss if we're too rigid and structured. But for other people on the other side, you can also just be out here wandering so bad that you need to ground yourself in some structure. And it depends. It goes person to person, where you fall along that. I'm glad I walked. The soreness is feeling a little better. Oh Lord. You know what to do. Come on out that Pepsi chokehold. I've been struggling as well with the water, and so I switched to the Mio drops. The little Mio, you squirt stuff in your water, and that's really been helping. I don't know if that helps, but it's been helping for me to just get more water in. It feels like a treat, and so I'm actually drinking a little bit more. Go out there and get that switch off that tree, Sage, so you can win in this battle against you. Oh, I don't know what the AP group is. Oh, I like that. Renee put the Pepsi down. She's been clean 4 years. How did you do that? I always marvel at people. My husband's this way. My husband's been vegan. Oh, I'm gonna have to ask him. At least 7 years, but it might be close to 10. Got it. And other than working and eating, I can't think of something that I have been able to stick to for years. Oh, I feel that, Renee. Renee says that type 2 will do it. But okay, so here there are people, myself included, that struggle with diabetes, and they're never able to relinquish type 2. Let me be clear, type 2. Some of us never are able to get it under control. So I just feel like there's like there's a line in the stand between people who can over the course of years. Let me be clear. So like year 2, year 3, like what keeps you going for years? Like I can't process not having a Coke for years. I could think 6 months. Good morning, Toya. I could do it for 6 months, maybe a year. And I'm being honest with this question, right? Because if I'm doing this right, I should be going live 3 times a week for years. We at let me think, 6 months. I feel comfortable at 6 months. I feel comfortable in believing that I can probably do a year. But what happens when we get to that 1.5 year mark? The 3-year mark? Will y'all still be here? Will I still be here? Like, other than eating and going to work, I can't think of areas where I've just had multi-year consistency, getting degrees. But in the everyday, staying away from Coke or not eating meat or exercising across multiple years consistently, 60, 70, 80% of the time, I don't know. But okay, so Renee says, God himself, when they told me, the taste just left out of her mouth. She says she still has struggles in other areas, but soda is just a thing. So for you, removing that soda, it just clicked for you. Okay. I really hope that's the case with me and the walking and the lifting weights. Like, it's my hope that all of this is going to help me be a better spouse and a better mom, and a better employee, better businesswoman, better partner, and the people I'm in business with as a partnership. Like, that's the long-term goal. And I know it's going to take the year, 6 months, 9 months, 10 months, 26 months, 3 years, 4 years to really fully actualize all of it. So setting goals is one way to help. Setting short-term goals is one way to help. Having seasons where you're not so heavy into goals that you can be open to what's possible also helps. All of it helps. All right? Sage says, I know I need structure. So she's on the other side. Kelly's in a season where she can be open and doesn't have to have anything pinned down. Sage on the other end, she says, hey, I need structure. She's the only child. She's been rolling around life as her only child. And she's like, hey, I need structure. So you got to build that structure, Sage. And it sounds like you're realizing that you need structure and community. I definitely thrive when I have structure and community as two. Okay, she says she wants the mushrooms right now, but she can't have them ever again. Cannot ever be included in her diet. And it's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard. Yeah, I bet she probably can't process it. Toya, if I had to guess, she can't process it, so it's a no-no. It's on her no-no list. Sage, I think that's a good idea. So Sage says do intermittent, if you can handle it, to do intermittent goals. So go 10 days without the Coke. Then 14 and maybe have one. 30, 60, 90. If you're someone who can give it, someone who can manage those allowances. I like that. Because to be honest with you, no matter where you fall along the spectrum of goal setting, it's personal. Okay? They don't have to be loud. They don't have to be flashy. They just need to be as small as a whisper. And if you can, and if you feel like you need to, jot it down on some paper. We're building for alignment. We're not building for aesthetics. All right. So here's my challenge for you. I've asked, we've been talking about a couple things. First, set some boundaries. All right. So that you can focus on the things that you need to focus on. Second, if it fits, if you need that structure, let's audit the goals, rewrite them, remove them, and really get serious about what it is you're trying to accomplish. Now, not writing them down at all doesn't mean that you're not serious. But you do have to be serious about recognizing what season you're in and whether or not this is the time to audit your previous goals or even begin to write them down. All right? But no matter which route you decide, because it's always your choice, here's what I want you to ask yourself. Is the thing you want to do rooted in who you really are? All right? So is this thing, is it rooted in who I really am? Or who I thought I had to be? So I want you to ask yourself, as you look at your goals or reflect on them, is everything that you're doing rooted in who you truly are or who you thought you had to be? There's a difference. All right? Because we're done striving in the wrong. I'm done. You may not be done, but I'm tired of running all over the place. And I'm tired of lacking direction in my business and in my life. I'm sick and tired of it. I want clarity over chaos. I want intentionality over, I want that so bad. I want to be intentional and not impulsive. And I want alignment over approval. And I want you to want those same things for yourself. I'm going to say them again. This season, we need to be searching for clarity over chaos, intentionality over impulse, and alignment over approval. You got to. Otherwise, we're going to spend the rest of this year spending money we don't have, time we don't have, and energy we don't have into all the wrong things. You deserve to go after what feels right. You deserve it. Set some boundaries and take it over. And even if everybody else doesn't understand it, even if people reject it, so it, let them talk. Let them talk. All right. So that is my piece for today. We will be back Friday. Friday, we're going to be celebrating these wins. Be ready to come into the room and celebrate what went well for you this week. How did you win? What ways did you thrive? Lord, I hope I can put that I did that second workout. That's my hope. Because, y'all, that was hard. It was hard. It was hard. Oh, Lord, today is Wednesday. We've got a packed week at TRM, Talia, Regina, myself. We are a creative group. that come together to offer our service products to you as a team at a lower rate. Toya, you won a class from me. I'll inbox you, child. I ain't forgot. Tomorrow, Toya is teaching her Reels class. So you can either go grab the class as a single class, or you can join the TRM community. You get all classes for one rate. Saturday, Regina is hosting her first Midjourney 7 class, okay? Let me tell you what I like about Regina. Regina knows Midjourney. Regina is going to put in the hours necessary to understand Midjourney on an intimate level. Its changes, the rationale behind the changes, and then she builds in workflows that are going to help you make your art better. I can always tell when someone's taking a class from her because the quality of their image renderings go up every single time. Okay? Now, the same thing with Regina's class. You can purchase the class at her flat rate. However, you will not take the class until next week. I think she's teaching it like March 18th, 19th, something like that. But it'll be a few weeks, okay? You're also going to pay at her standard rate. However, if you join the Patreon this week, you can actually take her class. She's doing a Patreon-only class Saturday. This Saturday, like today is Wednesday, this Saturday. She's going to do a Patreon-only class this Saturday. And so you could get her information earlier. Oh, thank you, April 17th. Got it. You can get into her Patreon. You can join the Patreon. You can take her class. You're going to take it at a lower rate. You're also going to get my Canva Frames class, and you're going to get Talia's Reels class. All three of those classes, all for one rate. All right? Then on top of that, you're going to get, I'm going to let y'all know a little secret. People who join our Patreon between April 1st through April 15th, okay? And really these last days leading into the 15th is where I see this happen the most. People who start their enrollment about the last 5 days of our cycle, which is 10 through 15, they will always get the last 3 replays from the last month and the 3 new classes from the next month. All right? You can always get that because of when you signed up. So it's one of those things where really for one rate, you get 6 classes because you get three replays and 3 new classes. Okay? So we'd love to have you Thursday, Reels, Saturday, Patreon only, Midjourney class. All right? And then we will be back Sunday for Sundays with TRM. This is my off week. I don't have nothing this week. Yes, Myrna, this Monday morning motivations will be saved. I did stream this to YouTube, so it's already on YouTube. Thank you for asking. Thank you, Kia. I appreciate that. Kia says you can't beat the Patreon, your future self. Well, thank you so much. Monica says membership has benefits. Yep, that's the case. Thanks so much for that. All right. Yes, this morning motivation will be on. It's already going to be on. It's already there because I streamed it live today. So it's already on YouTube. Follow me all the places, but YouTube is where most of my lives will live. And then remember, I won't be back until Friday. Thursday, I'm going to be working it out with the weights again. So Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I think this is going to be a good rhythm for me. I actually think it's going to be a good rhythm for all of us, because it's going to give you time to marinate on some of the things we're talking about. In the Morning Motivations community, I put Monday's replay. It's already there. Listen, the lives are great, but where I'm trying to go, one of my micro goals is to get us talking even after the call, right? Because I don't want it to become like a message or a sermon that gets you all fired up in the moment, and then as soon as the call ends, you move on and you've forgotten about everything we talked about, right? So, putting the curtain back, one of the things I'm really trying to do is to go live less, but up its meaningfulness. All right. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, don't be surprised if there are special messages in the morning motivations community. Don't be surprised if you see me asking on our non-live days more questions. All right. So don't be surprised by those things. Because I'm working through how can I help my community thrive at its best. And going live every day may not be it. Maybe going live is the better option. I don't know. I got to test it out. I got to test it out. This life we're living is all one big experiment. Okay? All right. So to conclude, we're going to continue to work on setting boundaries. We're going to create space for our goals, whether we write them down or just silently reflect. Take some time to do that so that you can, we ain't got to wait. So let me tell y'all something. Let me be very clear about this. I got to stop. We're not waiting for certain presidencies to end to have the life we want. Y'all heard what I said? Y'all heard what I said? We're not waiting until certain presidencies end to attempt to have the life we want. Y'all gonna wait 4 years? We can't do that. Okay? We can't do that. All right? We were not built to be waiting. We were built to live. We weren't built to spend a lifetime waiting. We were built to live. All right? All right. So this was great. I'm so glad everybody was here. Remember, Thursday is not an off day. Thursday is for you to apply. We talked about this week. Set boundaries, looking at those. That's what you're doing Thursday. If you're moving and getting exercise in like me, let me know. Don't stop walking. Don't stop moving. All right? Friday, we're going to come back and we're going to celebrate all the things that we got done this week. All right? YouTube and Facebook family, thank y'all for being. Y'all showed up today. I don't know how the algorithm works in these places. So if I have 2 people, I feel like that's a win because I don't know.